Have you ever noticed something? The women who seem the most at peace are rarely the loudest in the room. They are not always the most celebrated. They are not always trending. They are not always praised for extraordinary achievements. And yet, there is something about them. A quiet steadiness. A softness that does not break easily. A kind of glow that doesn't demand attention, but naturally draws you in. Let me tell you something I've learned after watching life unfold for many years. You do not need fame to feel fulfilled. You do not need fortune to feel valuable. And you certainly do not need the world's applause to live a meaningful life. Some of the happiest women I have ever known lived what the world would call ordinary lives. They woke up early. They cared for their families. They went to work. They cooked simple meals. They laughed at small jokes. They cried sometimes too. Nothing dramatic. Nothing headline-worthy. But inside, they carried something powerful. For many years, women are taught to chase what society calls success. We are told happiness will come when we reach a certain level, when we earn enough, when we marry, when we achieve something impressive, when others finally recognize our worth. So we chase, we compare, we strive, we exhaust ourselves trying to measure up, and in the process, we postpone joy. We say, I'll be happy when I get the promotion, when I lose the weight, when I move to a better place, when people finally see me. But let me gently ask you something. What if happiness was never meant to be postponed? What if it has been sitting quietly beside you this whole time, waiting for you to notice it? There comes a moment, sometimes after heartbreak, sometimes after disappointment, sometimes simply after growing tired, when a woman begins to see clearly. She realizes the applause fades. Achievements lose their shine. Validation is never enough to fill the heart. And she begins to slow down. She starts noticing the way sunlight enters her home in the morning. She notices the laughter of a child echoing down the hallway. She feels the comfort of warm food after a long day. She sits in silence without rushing to fill it. And something shifts. She is no longer chasing a life that looks impressive. She is building a life that feels peaceful. And my dear, that is a different kind of wealth. The secret happiness of ordinary women is not that they never struggled. It is that they stopped measuring their worth by noise. They learned to celebrate small victories, getting through a difficult week, holding their tongue instead of reacting in anger, choosing kindness when they were hurt, trying again after failing quietly. They stopped waiting for permission to feel joy. They rested without guilt. They forgave themselves for imperfect days. They allowed their lives to be simple without feeling ashamed of it. And in that simplicity, something beautiful happened. They became free. Free from comparison. Free from proving. Free from constantly trying to outshine someone else. Let me tell you something important. Comparison is a thief that works silently. It whispers that your life is too small, that your progress is too slow, that your joy is not impressive enough. But peace does not compete. Peace does not perform. Peace simply exists when you allow it to. Ordinary women understand this. They understand that sweeping the floor can be sacred, that preparing a meal can be love in motion, that showing up every day, even when no one notices, builds character. There is strength in consistency. There is beauty in routine. There is dignity in quiet responsibility. And these things may never go viral, but they build something far more valuable than attention. They build a stable heart. Now listen closely. An extraordinary life does not always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like emotional stability. Sometimes it looks like waking up without dread. Sometimes it looks like knowing who you are, and no longer apologizing for it. That kind of life is not built overnight. It is built moment by moment, choice by choice, gratitude by gratitude. The happiest ordinary women practice noticing. They notice beauty in small details. They notice growth in small improvements. They notice peace in quiet evenings. And when you practice noticing, your heart softens. When your heart softens, gratitude grows. And when gratitude grows, joy follows naturally. You do not have to impress the world to live well. You do not have to chase every opportunity. You do not have to be everything to everyone. You only need to be present in your own life. Let me give you something practical. Tomorrow morning, before you reach for your phone, pause. Take one deep breath. Look around you. Find one small thing that feels steady. The light, the quiet, the air in your lungs. And tell yourself, this is enough for now. Happiness is not a grand event. It is a collection of quiet moments you choose not to overlook. It is in the way you speak gently to yourself. In the way you forgive your own mistakes. In the way you show up even when you are tired. The world may never applaud these things, but your soul will feel them. And over time, you will notice something beautiful. You will feel less rushed, less desperate to prove, less afraid of being unseen, because you will understand a powerful truth. Being ordinary is not a weakness. It is a gift. It means you get to live, to feel, to grow quietly, to build something steady. And steady is underrated. So stop waiting for your life to look extraordinary before you allow yourself to enjoy it. Stop postponing joy. Stop shrinking your gratitude. Your life, exactly as it is in this season, holds something sacred. The secret happiness of ordinary women is this. They stopped chasing a life that dazzles others, and started nurturing a life that nourishes them. And that, my dear, is real wisdom. Slow down. Notice more. Compare less. Appreciate deeply. You do not need to be extraordinary to live an extraordinary life. Sometimes, the most extraordinary thing you can do is fully embrace the ordinary. And when you do, you will discover that happiness was never far away. It was simply waiting for you to see it. Please like, leave a comment and subscribe to Inner Voice for more.